Hi, welcome to CG Tech. This is the second video in WordPress series. Now, in this video, we are going to see how we can install the WordPress in our hosting and just launch our website, and we are ready to go. After buying the domain and hosting, we can see this panel, GoDaddy panel, from where you can control various things like visiting the cPanel and installing the WordPress from the cPanel. Here you can see the cPanel login ID and password. You can also open your cPanel account from your domain name like this and slash cPanel, like also it is not coming up because the A record is not has been set yet, so we are going to set the A record first. I will tell you more about what is A record and how we can set it up after buying the domain and hosting. So you have to go to the main page of your GoDaddy account, from where you can see the all the products and like domain and hosting in your account. So after going to main page by clicking here, you can see the domain which you have in your account. So just click on manage my domain. We are going to set the A record so we can point the domain to our hosting server. Just go to view domain setting. The interface will look little bit different if you are on some other domain service provider like Namecheap, HostGator, etc. Manage DNS setting. From here you can see type of records you have in your domain, like A record, CNAME record, and just little below from there you can see the name servers. You don't have to change this because the domain and hosting is in the same account in the GoDaddy. So you need to change the name server if you want to manage the DNS from some other some other places like cPanel, or from if your hosting is somewhere else and you want to manage the DNS from that account, then you have to change the name server in that case. So in our case, the domain and the hosting is in the same account GoDaddy, so we are not going to change the name server. Okay, now all you have to do is to point your domain to your hosting server. Okay, so for this this is your cPanel account, which you can open from going to your hosting, web hosting. This is the hosting, so just go to manage. Refresh it. It is opening up. We have to wait. Okay, here from this button you can go to cPanel. For now, after opening the cPanel, you can see the IP address of your hosting from here. This is the IP address from to which your domain has to point. So just copy this IP address and go to DNS, edit the A record, and in the value paste it instead of part, and just save it. That's all. This is the only thing you have to do. A record is basically used to point the domain to some server. In my case, our hosting server IP address is this, which you can see from the cPanel, and all I did is copy the IP address of our server and just paste it to a record in DNS record of your domain. After saving it, we have to wait few seconds or minutes depending upon time to time it takes. So let's come back after 5 minutes so we can move to the next step. Okay, now we are going to install the WordPress in our hosting. After setting the A record, all you have to do is to go to your cPanel and just scroll down. You can find in the software section to install the application in your hosting. After clicking this, you can see various options to install. In the first option, you can see WordPress. Click on it and just click on install this application button. Keep the default setting and click on this install button at the bottom right corner. Okay, as you can see, the WordPress has been installed in your hosting. Remember, you have to set the A record first, then install the WordPress, because A record is very important because by setting the A record, you are what exactly you are doing is to point the domain to your hosting server. So whatever files you will put on your server, if you visit the domain, then it will point to that server so that you can see your files. You can understand later on. This is very basic concept. So after installing the WordPress, you can just click on this link or copy your domain name, open the new tab, type your website name /wp-admin. From here you can after going to this link, you can go by clicking this link. After this, you can just exit to WordPress dashboard. And here you go. This is your WordPress dashboard which you have just installed in your domain hosting server. So this is how you can install the WordPress in your hosting. So few points which I want to consider is, after going to cPanel like this, in the software section you may see other options to install instead of this option. It depends basically which version of the cPanel you have, so you may find another software to install the WordPress in your hosting server. So don't get confused. You can also use another software to install the same WordPress application. The point is, you have to just install the WordPress in your hosting, and before installing the WordPress, you have to point your domain to your hosting server. And in order to do this, you need the IP address of your server, which you will get from here cPanel interface, and you have to go to DNS management in your domain and set the A record set the A record value to your web server IP address. And in the name section you can use which means your domain name. So just put the @ symbol in the name, and in the value section you have to put the IP address of your web server hosting, which you can get from cPanel from here. And after setting the A record, the next step is to install the WordPress, which you can do from the software section. After installing WordPress, wait for 5 minutes and you can visit the WordPress dashboard, from where you can control everything, your layout, website layout, and various things by visiting this link, your website /wp-admin. You also need the ID and password of your WordPress dashboard. Later on I will tell you how you can reset the password to your desired password. For this video, this is for now. Thank you.